Schottenheimer, what are you doing?
Well, let me answer that question by asking you two questions. One, is this or is this not the XFL? Yes, it is. Two, do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
Happy day. That song just gets stuck in my head for hours after, maybe days. But
Happy days?
yeah, so many happy days. Look at you, you're already starting. I love it already. If I can find that thing, I'll just give you a roar.
Rawr!
That works
Find
most.
the
Happy day, folks. This is the 323's Sunday Hangover. I am your host, Reid Murphy, joined this week by the glowing, the lovely, the Commandalorian himself, Zuhair Ali. Happy day, Zoo.
Happy days. It was great just being able to sit at home and watch football. As much as I love tailgate, as much as I love being around people, there's something about just ordering food, sitting in couch, having that volume cranked up, and just chilling. Thank you, YouTube TV.
Oh yeah, it's the absolute best. So you're on the YouTube TV bandwagon?
Yeah, I didn't do Sunday ticket, just the standard one, because obviously we got the home team. So I did have the multi-view set up with CBS on one and Fox on the other. So whenever commercials came on, like you just hold down the center button, both the games were up. I would just have the sound come up on the Patriots-Steelers game while I was waiting for the commercials to end so I could see it in real time. Then as soon as it came back, I would just go back to the Commanders game. I was like, this is really convenient.
That's extra helpful. I love
Right?
it. See, I'm used, like you going to tailgate, like I like going to Kickback Jacks up here. And, I love the overwhelming sensations of, beer and wings in front of me and every game just flashing all over the place. And I'm trying to find what's going on in like fucking Falcons Jaguars on some small TV that's like hidden in the corner because they have to have that game just over there. But last week was really like this weekend I watched at home. Last week I watched like at home, but also, sometimes you stream the high seas and you go east and you find some decent things and you just have the games on your laptop all over the place and trying to like monitor everything. And that's where
That'll be me in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's where
Maybe that's why I was enjoying it, because I know I'm not going to have it anytime soon.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, and I got a little taste of Red Zone, and I don't normally watch it. I don't pay for that or anything. Like, I can't access it. It's overwhelming. The witching hour is crazy. Like when
especially the way
nuts.
it was today. When I had it last year, because I had NFL Plus last year, I would have the Commanders game on the TV and then just have Red Zone on the iPad, and then that would be my distraction to just look at that and then go back whenever the game was actually on. But yeah, just trying to listen to it and stuff is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's been a fun week. It's been a fun start to the season, honestly. And I think like this time last year, we were getting like a lot of rustiness still. There was a lot of like rough edges, and maybe you have that a little bit right now. But it's been some fun, clean football, just everything. Lots of great defense, lots of great offense. Special teams was nuts today. So you know what? Folks, we're just going to get into it here. That's what we do on the Sunday Hangover. We recap the day and give you our thoughts on it. So let's just go ahead and jump in with that big game music. Oh, yeah. That's right. We're going to recap with some big music, some big games here. And this has been a fun NFL Week 3. It started on Thursday night. We had Thursday Night Football. We were recording Ricks versus Gricks as it was going on. But we kind of all, even in the moment, like we didn't mind missing the game because we knew what was going to happen, and it did. Bills won.
Speak for yourself. I had it on.
Oh, that's true. That's right. Yeah, you were giving us updates.
I was reacting live.
The Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins 31-21. Josh Allen tossed 3 touchdowns. Had some usual Tua Tagovailoa. Tua turned the ball over kind of instances and issues happening in that game. Buffalo is now 3-0. Miami is 0-3. That game was a little closer than I thought it was going to be, especially at halftime. And Dolphins and Mike McDaniel especially usually play the Bills a little tight, but were you surprised at the Bills that the game was a little closer than it was? And are you surprised at the Dolphins for being 0-3?
In hindsight, I'm not as surprised because we were talking about how the first couple of weeks are just outliers, and me and my buddy were talking about that with the Commanders specifically today too. So it's not that surprising that it was tight, especially because it is a division game, and in the preseason a lot of starters really don't get much playing time, so there's a lot of things that just need to be established. Buffalo does, I think, have a weak defense, but it's just Josh Allen that you can't overlook. So it's just going to be a matter throughout the whole season of if that's going to be a sustainable formula or if that defense is truly going to let them down. And I think somebody in our group had Dolphins being like in the top 5 for the draft next year. So I truly see that falling apart. It doesn't seem like they have chemistry. There was a whole bit on Good Morning Football about how when one of the defensive players got 2 sacks in a row or 2 pressures in a row, like none of his team was celebrating. Nobody was patting him. He was just kind of doing his dance by himself and then just like being by himself. So I don't see the culture there. I don't see the team dynamic there. I don't see any bit of excitement from anything out of that organization. So I truly think that that's falling apart in Miami.
Yeah, I think the biggest concern I would have if I'm the Dolphins, right, is, well, like it's Tua. It all breaks with Tua, and there's a lot of there are a lot of people who have been wondering, like, how has, as we talk about Mike McDaniel, as we talk about Tua, how exactly has the GM Chris Greer been able to escape everything that's going on and been able to escape? Like, he's been through a couple of regimes now. He's been there since Brian Flores. And you're looking at an offseason that is, with the draft, should, like Arch Manning not go in this draft, which has been talked about that he might wait till the next year. Should like a quarterback like South Carolina's Lenore Sellers, who has that kind of somewhere in between Josh Allen, Anthony Richardson, kind of like you could maybe make something out of this dude. There's potential there.
Just take Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, just like that's what you might wind up with if this thing with Tua doesn't work out. And like I want to put blame on Mike McDaniel, but I think we're seeing the schemes are working there. A lot of the stuff is still happening. You're getting guys who are open, but Tua, and we talk about the concussions. I like to think back to his hip injury in college too, where his mobility that we saw that made us fall in love with him at Alabama, it's been gone. We haven't seen that in the pros. And you saw it especially in this game against Buffalo, where if he's under pressure, if the situation isn't perfect, it's not going to look good. He's going to be off target all over the place. So you're kind of heading into purgatory. You're heading into purgatory and heading into hell if you can't get Tua right. And yeah, I think it's one of the worst situations to be if you're a Dolphins fan right now.
Womp womp.
Oh, womp womp all. Hey, we're out of Thursday night. This is the weekend. This is Sunday. This is the Sunday hangover. And Sunday had a load of craziness during the 1 o'clock slate, especially towards the end. And this first game here, we had the Browns and Packers. Holy Schmidt, the rookie kicker for the Cleveland Browns, Andre Schmidt, drilled a 55-yard walk-off field goal in that game to give the Browns the win 13-10 over Green Bay. And man, look, like when you have the Packers, I'm somebody who's been high on the Packers, right? I've been posting them up. But when they kick our team's ass and then are going on a whole thing about like, hey, we're 2-0, we can go undefeated. Like those are real words. That's a real thing that was thrown out there, that they're talking about being undefeated after a 2-0 start. Yeah, you're going to be high on your own supply. You're going to get cocky, and you're going to drop one to a Cleveland Browns team that you don't expect much out of. But you got to remember, they were wearing brand new all brown helmets today. They wore brown helmets.
That uniform looked nice.
They knew it too.
Like for Brown standards, they look nice.
They were feeling themselves. That's a game I didn't see much of. I couldn't tell you if Joe Flacco finished that game. I didn't see one. I've made it a point to not watch Joe Flacco play. I'm not like this. The game was on last week, and every time the Browns offense came out, I'm like, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching Joe Flacco play for the Cleveland Browns. Are you out of your minds? But good for them. Humbled the Green Bay Packers. Browns are 1-2 now. Green Bay's 2-1. Does this give you? Are you getting some fraud feelings from the Packers, or is this just a slip up?
I think it might be a slip up. I feel like the Browns are just kind of relying heavily on their defense because they can't really push the ball on the other side anyway. So it's no surprise that Cleveland actually was able to keep up and come up with a game plan to just kind of like stabilize them a little bit. So I feel like the Packers are going to have an opportunity to get back on track with where they were.
And are the Browns for real now?
Their defense is something to have to plan against, but I don't see any like playoff indications from them.
No. It was a trick question. I just needed to make sure you were in your right mind. Here we go. It was a fun matchup, though, to see Micah Parsons on one defense, Myles Garrett on the other, and we've had so much talk about Micah Parsons that I think Myles Garrett kind of slips under the radar. Somehow, as massive as he is, he's still like just insane for that Browns defense. So, fun win for them. Surprise team
because the order was Crosby, Garrett, then Parsons for non-quarterback record contracts this offseason, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, because Garrett got that insane one. He got like he leveraged that
41.
Yeah, 41. Which I mean, Micah Parsons just took that over. That was good for him. In fact, we can probably line up. We blame Jerry Jones. It might be Myles Garrett's fault what happened in Dallas to Jerry and Micah Parsons. Like that led to everything. Sure. Yeah. So there you go. Next game up, we had the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans, and Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, leading this team on the surprise run here as the Colts beat the Titans 41-20. Colts are now 3-0. Tennessee is 0-3. It's about what we expect from Tennessee, but Indianapolis, I'm a little surprised to see 3-0. I wasn't surprised to see them beat the Titans, but it is really nice to see Jonathan Taylor healthy and back. And he had a 3-touchdown day today here, and that's leading the charge. But Daniel Jones he's playing game manager, and it's working out. I don't know if I would call the Colts for real yet. I'm excited to see them play the Rams next week, and a team that you think of more as a contender. But are the Colts already for real to you?
Yeah, the Rams are going to be a good test, but they have every right to be like a 3-star team, 3 out of 5. I feel like Steichen just hasn't had the right pieces, and now that he has Jones, who is able to be compliant and set up a pass game so that Jonathan Taylor can actually do his thing and have balance between ground and air, is huge for them. The O-line is holding up. They have offensive weapons that are able to work the ball, so I mean, good for them on just being able to get the operation I think Steichen's been looking for all this time.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really kind of what this team needed, right? Like, it doesn't have like a superstar receiver, but you have really serviceable guys in Josh Downs and Michael Pittman and that white kid, Alec something, but it's just the white kid. Yeah,
we'll learn it one day.
Yeah, don't need to.
We'll learn it in the playoffs.
He's a 2025 version of Wes Welker or something like that. But like Miami Wes Welker, not New England Wes Welker. But yeah, they're a fun team. You just needed somebody who knew how to play quarterback. And Anthony Richardson, to his faults, did not play a lot. He did not know.
He got tired.
Yeah, he got tired. He was exhausted. Give the poor baby a break. And you could see it last year was it last year or 2 years ago when Joe Flacco would come in Joe Flacco would come in for the Colts. Lead them well. Manage it. Gardner Minshew could come in there. Manage it. Lead it well. You just need somebody who can handle that. And good for Daniel Jones. Good for the Colts. Should be fun next week. Game that wasn't fun necessarily for everybody. The Minnesota Vikings against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Vikings beat the Bengals 48-10. Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning, and Carson Wentz won the hell out of that, but it was Isaiah Rodgers for the Vikings. Defensive just star of the game here. 2 defensive touchdowns. You don't see that often from a dude. Pick 6 and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. The Vikings are 2-1. The Bengals are 2-1 now. Kind of better records than you would think for these 2 quarterbacks, right?
I mean, yeah, for how much you're paying Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, you'd think they'd be better at tackling before those turnovers can make it to the end zone. And for the Viking side, I guess if you have to rely on Carson Wentz, you might as well have your defense get all of the points so that you don't have to rely on him too much. This was my ballsy pick of the offseason, was that the Vikings were going to take the division. And to redeem themselves from last week, this kind of what I was coming down to is that I trust that coach, I trust that defense, I trust the operation and their ability to adapt and keep themselves in the game. And if they can keep this train rolling, then I feel like they could be onto something.
No, you're not wrong on that. And, talking about redeeming themselves from last week, I mean, last week's Sunday night football game against the Falcons was ugly from Minnesota. We saw them rebound from it, and curious to see what happened with Atlanta this week, where we don't know what's going on. It's the thing, we know as much as all these experts on ESPN and FS1 and everything, that nobody knows what these teams are, because last week Atlanta wins on pretty much all field goals. This week the kicker couldn't hit a field goal, and I'm kind of looking for Washington to maybe take a look at Younghoe Koo now that he's out there.
Dude, the mock-ups of him in the burgundy and gold are all over Twitter. Do not worry.
Dude, we could call ourselves, he makes one kick, it's the Commanders, and we're all good. Right? We need it.
I need it.
We need it.
We could have easily hit 50 today if it wasn't for him.
Look, Koo's former team, the Atlanta Falcons, they took on the Carolina Panthers this week, and I don't know what happened here, but the Panthers got their first win of the season and beat the Falcons 30-0. We had a shutout. It was a toilet kind of performance from the Falcons. Toilets! The Panthers are 1-2. The Falcons are 1-2. What is going on in that division, Zoo?
Yeah, the division is wild for sure. I mean, it's no surprise that the Panthers are starting to figure things out. Bryce Young was starting to pick up towards the end of last year. They gave him a couple of weapons today. I still think it's going to be another year or two before they're actually functional and operational. But they have to be trending upwards at some point, especially with how bad this division is. So very happy to see that it's going in their favor this early. Hopefully they'll be able to ride that momentum going forward. But the Falcons, this is one of those things where it's like every week I just don't understand, and now I'm asking which one's going to happen first: Kirk Cousins starting or Raheem Morris getting fired? Because that's the only thing that really intrigues me out of this team for the rest of the season.
It's wild because I don't think Michael Penix Jr. is bad, but he still has a lot of growth. He still has a lot of things to get done. And
last year it's like, is he unlocking Drake London and Kyle Pitts? And this week it's like, did he lose the keys?
Right, that's what it is. And we got that Kirk Cousins cameo at the end of the game. I'm sure there will be questions immediately going into tomorrow for Raheem Morris over who's going to be your starting quarterback. They will stick with Michael Penix, but yeah, this isn't a good sign. They need to right that ship, and this is just kind of what Atlanta is, right? Like, they're just a mess all the time, and they'll finish the season probably around 500, but not good enough to make it to the playoffs. And not good enough to get a good draft pick. And if they do get a good draft pick, they'll just take whatever one of the number 3 or number 4 quarterback is there, or some weird
kicker with the first. It's fine.
They'll take Jeremiah Love running back or something when they already got Bijan Robinson. Who that fuck a draft pick. We don't care. It's
take kicker.
Yeah. So that's that game. AFC matchup, classic matchup here. The Pittsburgh Steelers against the New England Patriots. The Steelers win 21-14. 5 turnover day for Pittsburgh. That's 5 turnovers for them. They were just crushing it on defense. Aaron Rodgers, still a very quiet Aaron Rodgers, and I kind of like it. I'm loving this like subtle Aaron Rodgers here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is 2-1 with him now. New England falls to 1-2. I mean, we're not scared of Pittsburgh, are we? Nobody's scared of Pittsburgh and old Aaron Rodgers.
I think they're at a 3-star right now and have potential to be 4. They could cause some upsets on some teams, and they could, just kind of kick back for others. This was a fun game to just kind of watch, like just going back and forth on Commanders commercials. And I still feel like these two teams have the potential of making wild cards out of their division. So seeing that matchup was kind of interesting of just kind of where they are. It's good balance on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. It's just about getting more points and I guess maintain that consistency of whatever is working for them.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. I like that you said that too. Pittsburgh, you can always see Pittsburgh as a wild card team just because it's Mike Tomlin. You're not going to get a losing season out of him. But New England is
Bengals ain't doing shit.
Yeah, New England's sneaky. If they can get things, going, figure out the systems all together, they clean some stuff up. That's a sneaky dream killer kind of team, at the very least, if not a wild card team. Oh, good for Vrabes. A game that I can't say anything good about because I hate the winner here. The Philadelphia Eagles and the LA Rams. The Rams were my pick this week, and it looked like we were finally going to get that Philly loss, but no avail. The Eagles win 33-26 on an insane ending, one of the many insane endings in the 1 p.m. slate, with Rams kicker Jake Carty just needing to make a field goal. They can take the win. Rams had the lead pretty much the entire game.
Would you say they kicked it off with those insane wins?
Can't do you a laugh, but I can give you a...
Oh, happy day.
I thought I was getting the trombone or whatever that instrument is.
We did see the absolute just fear. It's just fear that's put in my heart when Jordan Davis, defensive tackle for the Eagles, blocks the kick that could have been a game winner for the Rams and instead takes it back, rumbles and tumbles to the end zone to walk off the game with a touchdown.
Big man was moving.
He's fast. He's too big. He's too big to be that fast. That's scary. That's Godzilla.
When they say don't run away from a brown bear, that's
right.
That's a prime example of why.
if you've seen Kong and Godzilla, like the second one, where Godzilla's powered up and he hears Kong for the first time and he's just fucking hauling ass because he's like, he's not on my territory. That was Jordan Davis. That's scary. Oh my God. Also, AJ Brown is alive. He came back all of a sudden today after being, they put the APB out on him. Philly is now 3-0. Rams are 2-1. And tush push. Controversy continued. More false starts that weren't called on that. Are you in favor of banning this thing? Or are you on the side of
I don't care about banning it, but call the fucking false starts. If they're moving when they're not supposed to, if they're not lined up how they're not supposed to be, call them out for it. I feel like the Eagles this year, like the Chiefs last year, where it's like, how are you winning these games? And instead of Patrick Mahomes just getting these flags that are constantly going in his favor that make no sense, the Eagles just aren't getting flagged on stuff that doesn't make sense. Like, if the defense side of the ball is actually stopping to say, yo, they're doing something wrong, at what point does the D-line just back up and be like, yo, just give them the first down? If you're not going to call it right, we're not going to get hurt over this. Just give them the first down. We don't care. Yeah. Like, that needs to be the NFL sit-in that happens for this. There doesn't need to be any kind of banning. But if you have these rules, there's going to be a bunch of bullshit rules about false starts. Call it when you see them. It's
going to start being like walks in baseball at that point. You could do the same thing where instead, just say, hey, just send them through. Just send them the first. Yeah. Just send them the first. Just give them the first down. Fuck this.
I had so much fun watching Jared Verse highlights whenever it popped up on my feed just during the game because Hurts was getting his ass handed to him. And then when I saw that, how they won that game, I was like, can't catch a break. My statement stands. These two teams are winning their divisions.
Yeah, it's just pain, man. It's just pain. Talk about pain. It's you and me on the show tonight, right? Scott Elliott and Luis Martinez are not here tonight. That's because they are recovering still from the Scott's Tots, the Scott's Tots Burrito Bowl between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Jets. And also another insane ending to a game. That's one I just would have assumed Tampa would, clean up New York on. Bucs still won 29-27, but it was a insane Will McDonald block of the Tampa Bay's field goal that put the Jets in position to potentially win that game. We saw Aaron Glenn moved up and down that sideline in such joy and celebration that I
can't wait for the gifts of his dance.
All I can think of is that they won that game. He was so happy after they lost. He was still happy. He was still good with it. It was a moral victory if you've ever seen one. And Tampa Bay wins that one 29-27 after still getting a late field goal and Baker Mayfield being maybe one of these new dudes that you're afraid of at the end of games, right? Like you used to be afraid of Tom Brady and Drew Brees and lots of these quarterbacks with, 2 minutes or less than 2 minutes left, and you say you gave him too much time. They gave Baker too much time, and he finished it well. And Tampa Bay is 3-0. Jets are 0-3. And I also think of you during this game because those Bucs uniforms were just beautiful, just gorgeous. I think so. Oh, we're different.
I feel like orangecicles, sure.
I don't like it when they wear the full orange, but the white with orange, that was nicer to me.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's like, I enjoy it while it's there, but I wouldn't want to see it every week.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. It's a cool throwback. It's a cool if someone's got like the little windbreakers for it. It's like, all right, that's neat. It's like, all right, it's cool to see here and there, but it's not a. There's no petition to bring that back full time. They have a really solid look.
Right. It's a side piece.
Yeah.
But
in terms of Baker, like that's basically Josh Allen on cocaine. Never count him out. He will keep you in a game. He will sling that ball. He will, truck you if he has to. They did a fantastic job just, staying in it and not being counted out until it was done. Igbuka was looking good. It sucks that Evans got hurt for my fantasy and just as a fan of him as a player.
Yeah.
For the Jets, when Aaron Glenn took that job, it was interesting seeing like where Ben Johnson went and when he went. And I thought at first that Aaron Glenn just got like the worst deal out of that. Like it was going to be a very difficult road for him. But despite them being 0-3, I think this is a solid start for just kind of like how his team is presenting himself, especially with the first and third game. And doing this with the backup quarterback, like they're averaging over 20 points. They're, in it consistently. The defense is looking good. The offense is starting to develop an identity and operation. So I think good things might be happening for the Jets come down the road, even if this year, like, isn't this their year to actually show that. So, I'm happy for him as a coach and actually just being able to put this together.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you stay competitive, they stay in games, they don't just get, wiped away like, what happened last week. Like, you can have more games like this in week 1 against Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's gonna look good for Aaron Glenn and for that team, even if they wind up with only like 4 wins, 5 wins, 3 wins to finish the season. Just have some confidence building, especially when you have Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. Yeah, my apologies.
Tyrod.
Inshallah, Tyrod. We also had the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Houston Texans. This is one of those kind of I don't know what's going on in Houston, but the Jaguars won the game 17-10. Jags are 2-1. Houston is 0-3. Zoo, 0-3. What? I thought the sophomore slump for C.J. Stroud was supposed to end in his sophomore year, not going to.
Did he get held back?
Maybe he did. Yeah, he failed the exams. I don't know. Like, I don't want to put it solely on him, right? Because they have easily, I believe, the worst offensive line in the league. And it was already really atrocious last year when they had Laramie Tunsil and they got rid of him and sent him to Washington because of, penalties that they'll throw out there. But like he was still serviceable, and he still is in Washington. And it's not helping CJ Stroud at all. And it's not to take everything away from him. He's still making mistakes and decisions that he shouldn't be here in year 3. But I don't know if Houston's just like the worst organization or what, but like something's off there.
Yeah, they fired their offensive coordinator last year. I couldn't name who the OC is this year. Maybe once Mike McDaniels gets fired, he can take over that job.
Could be good.
But I haven't seen anything from this game, so I can't really speak on it too much. You just kind of be hoping that the Jaguars will be able to put something together with how long they've had Trevor Lawrence and they've given him the weapons that he needed. So it's like, okay, they're still not winning by a huge margin, but at least they're getting something together in a really shitty division where the opportunities are just presenting themselves. The Texans have the tools. They have the defense. They have weapons. Like, are they just an offensive coordinator away from getting it together? Like, is that really what it is? Is that what we're missing out over here? But yeah, I can't really say anything because I didn't get to watch any bit of that matchup at all. It's just a piss poor showing.
All we can say is Duval.
Yeah. I mean, like, the Colts and Jags are going to be fighting for the division this year?
That's
Is that
crazy.
what it's looking like?
It's nuts.
That's what it's looking like this year?
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
Go Colts, honestly.
Look, and then watch the Tennessee Titans just figure out something in the middle of the season or something. All of a sudden, we have them. It's like a 3-way tie for the lead. Everybody's like 500.
Oh, with losing records.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. We're due for one of those in the league. You're not going to get that in the NFC East or the AFC West, and we had that matchup today between the Washington Commanders and the Las Vegas Raiders. Jaden Daniels out for the Commanders, Marcus Mariota in, but you forget, this is a revenge game for Super Mariota. This is part of the revenge tour. He might tell Jaden Daniels, you sit your ass down. I got Atlanta next week, too.
You like that, sweet bud? You want to go sit in another week?
Yeah.
You go enjoy, honey boo.
He's got to go clean some things up, and he did that today. Commanders win the game 41-24 and advance to a 2-1 record. Vegas falls to 1-2. And look, man, like you had some rough injuries in the defensive backfield. I can't necessarily say I miss Marshawn Lattimore, but you had I
mean, his name wasn't called today, and they started scoring after he went out. So
that's true. Yeah, Trey Tucker was going crazy. Deron Payne is my standout on this defense this season. Like, he is just blowing up. Maybe we needed to just get Jonathan Allen out of the way.
Yeah.
And let Payne just take over. And that's been really fun. But Mariota still he just does the thing. He can just, guide a team to a win. And look, man, I'm not saying that it is what it is or that he's better than Jaden Daniels or something, but you put Mariota in the game, you're going to get 41 points and you're going to like it. That's what we had that with Carolina last year. So, like, how did the Mandalorian feel throughout this game?
Oh yeah, I was having a great time. I was actually a little nervous coming into this game just because I wasn't sure if we were getting the pieces together, if this was still going to be a struggle while we were trying to get the gears turning. But I'm glad that they were able to pull through and figure it out. It is cool seeing that it's our D-line that seems to be our strong point, and that the cornerbacks were actually able to fit their assignments like long enough to be able to put pressure on Geno the way they did, because he did have a lot of time. So the fact that he was actually getting chased down was pretty nice to see on that end of things. It's a relief to see how our running back room is progressing. Because obviously we were bummed when we lost Brian Robinson. We were bummed when we lost Austin Eckler. So it's like, all right, with C-Rod, McNichols, Bill, and who am I missing?
Rodriguez.
No, those are the three.
Or Rodriguez. Yeah, Rodriguez,
anyways,
McNichols, Bill.
So it's like, is this enough? Is this room enough? Are we able to produce with this? So then with like a couple of jet sweeps from Debo was actually looking really good, to the point where it's like the first two drives, all they did was run it and they were able to score. there was a joke where it's like Mariota had Jalen Hurts numbers of 0 for 0 with 1 touchdown. So being able to see that was really cool. Jalen Lane, you got to make those catches, bro. Like, he's doing great in the special teams area, but like, you got to make those catches, bro. Luke McCaffrey first touchdown in his career, so I hope that he got a little bit of a confidence boost out of there, because I just cannot rely on Noah Brown. Special teams, except for Matt Gay, get that man some competition, dude. Like, we cannot be struggling with that the way that we are. Or maybe we have to ice him every time, because that seemed to work. There was a lot of good things to see out of this. I'm still not convinced that we have it together where it's like sustainable and something that we can repeat, and we have a really hard schedule. So hopefully that we can keep this momentum going with Atlanta, keep the good vibes up, keep things operational, keep people healthy, and get ready for all these big sledgehammer teams when we get down the road to them.
Yeah, it's what you want to see, right? If you are believing in this team or you want to claim as Washington that you're a contender of sorts, or that you're going to be a fighter here during the season, you need to be able to beat a team like the Raiders with or without Jaden Daniels. This has not been like a crazy impressive team in Vegas. So they were able to go out there and make a statement. Bobby Wagner was talking after the game about how that Thursday night game against Green Bay, that's not them. And they wanted to let the world and show the world that's not us. And I think they really did that. I think they looked a lot better. I think this is a little closer to what we'll see for the season. Just competitiveness, beating bad teams. And that's all I've asked for from Washington. Yeah. That's all I've wanted. So, and you had that badass Dan Quinn moment of him getting trucked by Mariota, and then he knew that blood was there. He knew that blood was there. And he told him, "Don't wipe that. Don't wipe that. We need to have a moment. We need to have a look here."
Someone put it next to instantly when it happened. I thought about the moment last year where Jaden Daniels had the blood coming down his cheek.
Yeah.
So somebody finally put those two pictures next to each other and just like, yeah, badass motherfuckers over here.
That's what we're doing. That's what they do in Washington. That's how it goes. So it was a fun game. You're right. Matt Gay needs competition, because I don't care about this argument that they keep throwing out there. He can hit, like he can kick like crazy. He has a super leg. That does not matter if you have zero accuracy on it. If you can't kick a 55-yard field goal because of accuracy, there's no problem with the leg. What's the point of you? We just need you for kickoffs. That's it. Fuck it, man. Even that got messed up earlier. So
yeah, it started him at the 40 because he had a penalty for not hitting the landing zone.
Right. So yeah, I would love to see. There's got to be somebody out there to compete. Cool. Hey, you brought up Luke McCaffrey. Let's talk about his brother, his big brother, Christian McCaffrey, with the San Francisco 49ers against the Arizona Cardinals. McCaffrey, he got about 140 yards from scrimmage today, but it was all about kicker Eddie Pinheiro, who hit a walk-off 35-yard field goal to give the 49ers the win, 16-15 over, Arizona. So 49ers are 3-0 now. Cardinals are 2-1. Oh, shit, let me give Mac Jones a job. Fuck it, you can win.
Yeah, right.
You got the job.
Yeah, I was joking during Luke McCaffrey's touchdown. I was like, hey, look, he's got more yards and touchdowns than his brother. So it's nice to see that Christian took offense to that and actually put some numbers up for the first time this season. Good for him. Nice to have you back. It's interesting how the Niners are 3-0 and actually winning games despite having basically their second team playing right now. What's their star linebacker's name? Warner?
Oh, Warner. Yeah, Fred Warner.
Yeah, he was out. You already mentioned Mac Jones had to take over for Purdy. Jennings was ruled out today. There's something about getting a contract in San Francisco that just gets you hurt.
Yeah.
The last couple of seasons. Like, that's your curse now. So good for them on winning. Good for them on sticking with it. Of course, that Shanahan magic of just being able to whisper to quarterbacks and make Mac Jones work. Good on you. Let's see you sustain it against good teams, because we don't care about the Cardinals to begin with. So
no. Cardinals, I think, are going to be one of those sneaky dream killer teams like we were talking about with New England. But yeah, it is very impressive, like you said, from San Francisco. No Brock Purdy, no starting quarterback, no Juwan Jennings at receiver, no Brandon Ayuk still at receiver, no George Kittle at tight end. He's out. Fred Warner was out on the defense, and Nick Bosa left the game early with an injury. So team was really hurting, and they can still pull out wins and get to a 3-0 start here. So when things do get healthy, yeah, you got to kind of look at the old Thanos quote of, they're inevitable. They're just going to, inevitably, they will wind up in the NFC Championship game. And we won't even be thinking about it right now, but it won't be a surprise at that point.
That'd be wild.
Oh, so wild. Inevitable. Inevitable is Bears Cowboys. It's like every time they play, it's weird. Every time they play, it's weird. It's something unexpected. Bad things happen to Dallas. And that was today. Bears, the Chicago Bears, they beat the Dallas Cowboys 31-14. Both teams are now 1-2. Caleb Williams, career high today. 4 touchdown passes. Their defense was getting massive takeaways. Rome Odunze looking like Malik Neighbors last week. And I think that's a huge, huge concern for Dallas. Already, they looked rough on offense. Dak Prescott was having some bad reads. Everything's been regressing pretty much since week 1. But this defense, you're allowing 37 points last week from New York. You're allowing 31 points from a Bears offense that has been really struggling and trying to get themselves together. You're becoming that pick-me-up game. You're becoming
the game.
Yeah, you're the get-right team now. And Jerry Jones still doing his post-game press conferences when the coach should be having them instead. And it's just, that's a mess over there. And, I want to say that this is a fluke from Chicago, but this is very good for the Bears. This is, even if they can't, keep picking up wins, that's good momentum. That's good confidence building for Caleb Williams, right?
Yeah. He was looking a little rough at first, but he actually managed to listen to instructions for some of the trick plays and actually got the receivers the ball. I wish more than went to DJ Moore for the sake of fantasy, but, you can only ask so much of a Bears organization. My friend was joking that this was going to be an Eberflus revenge game, and I was like, no, it's going to be a Bears revenge game against Eberflus, and that seems to be exactly what happened. Tore apart that defense and reminded him every reason of why he was fired. There's certain things like the Cowboys start to surprise me. It's like, all right, this is interesting. You might be onto something. You might be able to have some bit of competitive spirit, and then they quickly remind me why that is not the case. So I think that the Cowboys are just going to be that, for the sake of the pun, 1-star, 2-star team where they might have some surprise wins. They might be a pain in your ass here and there, but overall, it's like, where are we ending up here by the end of the season, my guys?
Does not help that CeeDee Lamb went out too with an ankle injury, so we'll see how that persists throughout the season. Are they going to be gentle with him? Are they going to be patient with it, or is this going to be something that Jerry uses as a excuse to keep using against other players and stuff, how talking about how he paid Dak and look what happened last year. Now CeeDee Lamb,
maybe they'll trade him for a first-round pick.
Look, man, I love Luke McCaffrey. I'll give him Luke for CD.
I'll give him Noah for CD.
I'll give him Debo for CD. Honestly, I'll say it right now. I'll say it. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Who has more touchdowns so far?
Give me a double dose.
Who's healthy right now?
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
Who's only getting paid $17 million right now?
That's where my negotiations would be. I was like, I would give you Debo, but ankle over there. So you're gonna take a healthy dose of Luke McCaffrey, and maybe
Chris Moore had more yards than CeeDee Lamb today.
Damn.
Just Chris that out there.
You know who had more just scrimmage yards in general? Torrey Horton. Do you know who that is?
Who?
Exactly. The Seattle Seahawks against the New Orleans Saints. Rookie receiver Torrey Horton for the Seahawks had a 95-yard punt return touchdown today, plus another touchdown catch. It was his breakout welcome to the NFL game as the Seahawks beat the Saints 44-13. Jackson Smith and Jigba also having a day. He's just like one of the most consistent receivers in the league. I love him.
Call him mercy.
Seattle's 2-1. New Orleans 0-3. I think that same walk rule that we were talking about, like with the tush push of just saying, hey, can we just do that with New Orleans and just sim through their season? Just give them the 0-17.
That was sad. I didn't even watch it. I was on a walk and I just kept checking the scores and I was like, yep, if you're in a Survivor League, just take the team that's going against the Saints. You can do no wrong there. It's the New Orleans Spencer rattled. That's what we're going with.
It's per tradition. Since Drew Brees left the Saints, if Seahawks and Saints play, I don't really care. Why would I care? Why do I need? That's that 4 o'clock. That's one of those 4 o'clock window games. It's just like it's on. It's one of the extra games.
So the ones like they put it on and it's so boring that they just switch to whatever team of coverage on.
Right? Yeah. Like all of a sudden you're watching, and then like you look over and you're watching college lacrosse. That's on that TV, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like Massa Newton University. Yeah, that's the Saints. Final game for the afternoon. We had the LA Chargers against the Denver Broncos. This was a fun one. The Chargers stay undefeated, beating the Broncos 23-20 on a Cameron Dicker, the kicker, 43-yard game winner. Justin Herbert threw for 300 yards. Omarion Hampton took over after a nasty Najee Harris injury. Broncos, Chargers, those defenses were going at it. It was fun to the last minute. This whole division's going to be fun. Denver, I'm still expecting them to get it together at some point, but it's tough in the AFC
after
West,
playing
man.
us, maybe
After playing us. Yeah, it will be after playing us. Don't worry. We'll hold it. Chargers, though, man. Chargers are fun. I think this is my team to root for in the AFC this year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Going to the finishing the off season, I said that this is one of those teams like you want to be excited for, but they keep giving us that every off season. Like, give us the reason this time. Why should we be rooting for you? And for 3 weeks, they've been telling us like, yo, this is why. You know, solid operation. Our defense is operating. Herbert looks really good. We've got the weapons on offense. And this is a gritty divisional game, but they're still 3-0, and they're still giving us every reason to be like, all right, you're onto something. Show us that you can have the division.
Yeah, easy as that. And honestly, I'm for it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting to see if the Chiefs can catch up to them. And, speaking of the Chiefs, we are done with the 4 o'clock games. As you know, folks, you'll be either seeing or watching this tonight, on Sunday, or tomorrow during Monday on your commute. We are recording during the Sunday night game. As we're recording, it's second quarter. Chiefs are up against the New York Giants 3-0. Man, like it's got to be a convincing win tonight for the Chiefs, right? Like you gotta kick some ass and make a statement against the Giants to really like feel good about this.
I said that this was going to be a big upset and the Giants were going to win. I made that pick.
And you know what?
And the Giants have a really bad showing at home, but it's like they have the weapons on defense. They have Neighbors. They can at least work him. Like week 2, they showed that they can actually run the ball or move the ball down the field. There's a chance that they just really disappoint them. I don't know.
You put Neighbors in
really funny.
You put Neighbors in. If they win, I love my mom, right? I want her to have some happiness, but it's so funny to watch the Chiefs lose. It's so funny to watch this happen. If they lose to the Giants, dude, they lose to the Giants.
I think my chest might actually hurt from laughing. I think it'll be one of those laughter moments.
Oh my God. So we'll find out, and we will have those full, thoughts and recaps. I'm sure if that's a major upset, we will have that going into Ricks versus Gricks for next week. But as we close out the hangover, we're going to do what we always will do from now on, and that is a top 5 observations from the weekend here. And it's going to be just me and Zoo crafting this top 5 for you. So let's just get it.
Bullshitting.
Yeah, that's the main thing, and that's what the hangover is, man. Because we're hungover, we're just feeling it. It's a Sunday hangover. Let's get that top 5 music that'll scare us.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the 323's Top 5.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I feel like you were setting it up to where I couldn't say something right before I hit on.
I'm getting better. But it's how I get you better too.
But who wins?
Who
wins there?
You're because you've been navigating that window so well. Like, this is gonna just get more and more precise, missile-like. It's lovely. Glad I got you on this one. It's like a fun fight. Yeah, I'll kick it off here with number 5 as we bullshit, and that is pretty much one that I already kind of rolled into, but it's concern and laughter and hilarity and also disappointment and frustration with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what Jerry Jones was expecting. I don't know what he was thinking. Obviously, Kenny Clark is a cool get from Green Bay. He's always been a great run stuffer. He's been a great low-key pass rusher. He's kind of reminded me a little bit of the Daron Payne, John Allen type. But it's not a great get if you're giving up arguably the best defensive player in the league and your game changer in Micah Parsons. And to be honest, I can't exactly say that Micah Parsons would be making this better right now for Dallas in their defense. It's just rough. I'm disappointed because I really believe that Matt Eberflus would be a great addition for this team and provide some oomph to them. But
they got the Eberflus instead.
Yeah, they got the Eberflus, and they're getting Bears Eberflus, and that's not what you want. And I didn't even think about that being a revenge game for him today. What a sorry ass outing! like holy shit. So. And you want to see, the defense, is going to be cheeks now. They're going to give up points weekly. So the offense has to step up, and I'm not convinced that they can right now. I don't know what happened to crackhead Dak Prescott from week 1, who was out here spitting and rage baiting people and hyping up on the sidelines. I don't know what happened to that dude. Today is just awful. And so, yeah, I've got concerns and frustration, but also against Jerry Jones, just in general. It's not a good look for Dallas. Not a good look. That's number 5. So I don't know what you have for number 4.
Number 4, we're going to put our 2 teams together, and that's that the Chargers and Colts are worth getting excited for.
Hey.
Both of these teams, they had a lot of questions in the offseason. They have coaches that have a lot of potential, but it just wasn't coming together. And they have a lot of weapons that they just could not figure out how to utilize. But we are 3 weeks in, and they are giving us a consistent product. They show us they have grit. They show us they're in the game no matter what. And both of these teams are really striving for their division. So, yeah, week to week, it's whether you're a fan of them or not, they are very excited to watch, and I'm excited to see where they end up.
I love it. Number 3 for me here is going a little off the beaten path here. It's not going necessary. Actually, I just changed mine because of something I just saw on a notification here. And that is, it was originally going to be a congratulations to Asia Wilson in the WNBA for winning a record-shattering 4th MVP in that league. But got to take a little sidetrack here, and that is the New York Giants tonight in their stadium playing a Taylor cam. They're playing the Chiefs, and they had to do a Taylor cam. They were playing Welcome to New York by Taylor Swift, showing the back of her head and, getting to it. But turns out it was not Taylor Swift. It created a huge roar of applause because it was actually Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor puffing a cigar. That's a great way to do it.
That's amazing.
LT.
Could you imagine Travis sitting there like, I didn't know she was coming today?
Oh, damn. It's just the leg breaker. Oh. Yeah, so good on, at least the Giants got some type of a win tonight, no matter what happens at the end.
Trolls. Giant trolls.
Number 2, Zoo. Number Zoo.
Oh, the South for both divisions are just pure entertainment.
Oof, yeah.
Between the Saints being the Saints and whatever's going on with the Falcons, it's just, how are you the way you are? And then we have our spunky teams like the Jaguars and the Panthers. Like, what exciting thing are you going to give us this week? And then you just got the Colts and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who you just can't help but be proud of. Like, look how far they've come. Look how much they've achieved. Look at the places they'll go. Hopefully they're division leads. And then Texans, where it's like, and the Titans, honestly. Like, what are you doing here, guys? Like, you are the reason that people cry for relegations in the NFL. What's going on over here? So, pure entertainment, pure disastership. No one expected anything from any of these 8 teams, but at the end of the day, they all give us entertainment.
Yes, absolutely. Well, number 1 is going to be completely away from sports, actually, for me. A little sidetrack, but it's also a little honoring and a little, some good thoughts on a good person and a great actor. We love talking about movies and entertainment on this show as well, and it's a little bit of a Marvel tie, and that is a rest in peace and an honoring to legendary actor Robert Redford. A lot of people of, this generation, you should know who Robert Redford is, but you might not know who he was. He was an incredible, insane actor of longevity, incredible philanthropist. He had range all over the place. Dude was like old school handsome, charming as hell, and one of the best leading men, I think, in the history of film. And he passed away recently at the age of 89, and just wanted to, shout him out here and shout out all the great things that he's done, even just looking at his career and his resume over here with a career spanning more than 6 decades. He's an Academy Award winner, 5 Golden Globe Awards, got the Cecil B. DeMille Award. He got the SAG Life Achievement Award. He was given an Academy Honorary Award, was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016, and he just had such an awesome career in so many films. The Sting with him and Paul Newman, and a lot of the work that he did with Paul Newman, between that and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, just 2 of my favorite movies of all time. But The Sting is one that I recommend that everybody should see. He's got a lifetime in, just eternal, with a meme from Jeremiah Johnson of the bearded fella that everybody thought was Zach Galifianakis. Even I thought it was Zach Galifianakis for the longest time, just going, mm-hmm. So he gets to live on in that, but you also have just great, works that he did on Broadway with Barefoot in the Park. He was incredible as the original Gatsby in The Great Gatsby. All the President's Men, Out of Africa, Old Man and the Gun was a fun one. And then even in the MCU, he was Alexander Pierce in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and got to return for Avengers Endgame, which was like a delight for everybody around him. But he was also somebody who founded the Sundance Institute and the Sundance Film Festival. He's been a huge advocate for independent cinema. He's been huge on environmental activism, very big on advocacy for LGBTQ equality, especially in the film and entertainment business. And it's just a huge, underrated, doesn't go talked about nearly as much, the support that he's had for Native American and indigenous rights, and how much he's boosted in the film industry to get that cultural representation done well in Hollywood. So rest in peace to a great man, one of my favorite entertainers of all time. Do that list at some point. I'll do that. Top 5 entertainers of all time. But yes, rest in peace, Robert Redford. Go watch some Robert Redford movies. Yeah, at the very least.
Thank you for being a part of my favorite MCU movie.
Exactly. We love him. We love him. You know who else we love? We love Zoo. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We love you. Thank you for being on the Sunday Hangover. Did you have any closing thoughts as we get out of here? Oh,
football is great.
Football is life. Yeah.
How can you not get romantic about football?
It's really true. It's really true.
Is that the line? I was thinking about that all day.
I can be romantic about football.
It's a quote. No, it's a quote, and I can't remember who it's by, but it like crossed my mind when I was just like watching football. I was like, how can you not get romantic about football?
I'm gonna look it up, and I'm going to literally shit myself if it was Robert Redford. So I've seen, it's a Billy Bean quote from Moneyball of how can you not be romantic about baseball? So then maybe we took it and we made it football. Are we the Billy Bean, the Moneyball show of podcasting?
Aaron Rodgers said it at some point, but I guess it was off of that baseball one.
Nah, leave it to Aaron Rodgers. He's probably high on mushrooms when he said it.
But yeah, it was great watching football at home this weekend. It will definitely be sporadic watching the next couple of weekends. So, people, Sundays are for the NFL. Make the most out of it. Celebrate with the people you love and the foods you love and the teams you love because, man, is it amazing.
Couldn't have said it better than myself. That's a great way to close out the Sunday hangover, saying a little happy day while wearing our jersey of our favorite, the fucking Commanders. Going into a victory Monday. I hope all of you are going into a victory Monday, or at least have a, make the most out of an L of a Monday.
For all the Las Vegas fans, losers.
You heard that. Oh, folks, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us all the time. Hit subscribe if you're on the 323 Network YouTube page. Follow us wherever you get podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify. Thank you for all you do for us. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for loving us. We will talk to you at the end of the week with a brand new Ricks versus Gricks. In the meantime, folks, stay safe.